The Women of Uganda Network has today organized a national dialogue aimed at confronting and challenging discriminatory laws that hinder freedom of expression and access to information, particularly for women in marginalized communities. The dialogue, held in Kampala today, has brought together stakeholders from civil society, government institutions, and digital rights organizations to call for inclusive reforms and enforcement of existing laws.
Because we recognize a growing crisis. One is the law.
To get information from a public body in this country, you understand how expensive that information is, because they will tell you we are charging you per page, and most of these documents are voluminous.
Founded in 2000, the Women of Uganda Network has been at the forefront of advocating for women's digital rights and access to information. With over 20 years of activism, the organization continues to spotlight how certain laws continue to silence women's voices, especially those in marginalized groups such as rural women, women with disabilities, and the elderly.
As WOUGNET, our work is rooted in communities, especially with women, with girls, with marginalized groups, whose voices are often silenced, sometimes overlooked, sometimes ignored.
Sandra Cheng, the executive director of WOUGNET, has highlighted key challenges faced by women, particularly those in marginalized groups, including digital and social violence, which she emphasized must be urgently addressed.
We do not approach this topic from theory, but from lived experiences. We have witnessed the power and also the pain of digital expression. And also, logically speaking, inclusive policy making is not just a gender issue, it's a smart governance. When women have access to information, when women are able to express themselves, when communities strive, when development accelerates, and when democracy deepens, I then ask myself, why is freedom of expression so critical? Is it because it's a foundation of democracy? Is it because it's a foundation of development? Is it a dignity? It's something that all of us in this room, we should reflect on.
According to a 2022 report by the Uganda Communications Commission, 63% of women in rural areas lack access to ICT tools, while 41% of urban women have experienced online harassment. This gap in both infrastructure and digital literacy leaves many women vulnerable and voiceless. At today's dialogue, participants called for laws that reflect the changing digital landscape and, more importantly, laws that work for everyone.
A black woman, like not just woman, but now you're black too. And on top of being black, you're African, yes. And on top of that, if God forbid, and I don't mean this in a bad way, if you have a disability, you have that too. So when we are having this conversation on our human rights and everything, intersectionality is very, very important, because most people will look at it as one thing, like when you're a woman, so you face one barrier, but you see these barriers, they keep piling on each other.
Addressing the issue of media representation, Serena Naguja, the executive director of NSTV Online, has pointed out that many female members of parliament have prioritized political interests over advocating for women's rights. She has urged them to take a more active role in voicing the concerns of women across the country.
We have a representative from parliament. How many times do female MPs speak about online gender-based violence? How many? She ever really brought an issue about women being harassed online? She speaks about politics only. So you representing us here today, could you please take that to those people? Make them remember that females, women are suffering outside there. But for as long as those female MPs cannot speak about these things, digital rights, online whatever, online harassment, there is no way, because everything begins from where you are.
Rose Kemigisha from the Uganda Human Rights Commission has emphasized that freedom of expression is enshrined in Uganda's constitution, yet men are left out, and this needs to be worked upon.
I like that Jordan is presenting to
an all-women group and presenting about the rights of women. How many men do we have in that category who can support us? From my experience at the Uganda Human Rights Commission, when you are trying to teach the men about women's rights, I don't know what happens, but somehow they are looking at women as their girlfriends and wives. Not until you tell them what you are saying is about their daughters and mothers. But it actually seems even much more than you had expected.
Another rising concern is the generational gap in tech use. As Uganda leans into artificial intelligence and emerging tech, the elderly, particularly elderly women, are being left behind.
We are the ones in charge of managing society. I'm talking about the judges, but we don't understand these things. You are talking to yourselves. If we don't target the managers and enable them, for you, the youth, these things, I think they are automatic.
Rosemary was mentioning earlier, I would love to maintain the same description she had and naming. That unfortunately our judges are the ones that are at the center of decision making as far as the legal framework and its enforcement is concerned in this country. But the worst to that is that they have minimal understanding of the digital issues we speak about, or even the digital rights at the global and the regional level.
As Uganda progresses toward Vision 2040 with a goal of becoming a knowledge-based economy, today's dialogue serves as a reminder that inclusion, implementation, and enforcement of rights are essential for sustainable development. Naomi Namsoke and Serena Naguja for NSTV.
1, 2, 3, go.